Everyone, sorry for the the delay. Um, E, reconvene to open session, and before we start, I should note that Mr. Cito Calderon arrived to closed session at 5:04. Announcement of actions taken in closed session, none. G, public hearing. G1, sufficiency and availability of textbooks and instructional materials for Calexico Unified School District students. Written or oral comments will be heard at this time regarding the consideration of adopting. Hold on, I got it right. Adopting a resolution stating the district is in compliance with Education Code Section 60119 pertaining to the sufficiency and availability of textbooks or instructional materials for all pupils in the Calexico Unified School District. I now open it for any comments or discussion from the public. Okay, thank you. Now, this item is now closed. H, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any other item of district business that is not in the agenda. And we have one, Gerardo Roman.
Good evening. I just want to share with you that Calexico FFA was involved yesterday in a competition that was held at Hoville High School. We competed against the schools from throughout the Imperial section that includes Southwest, Imperial, Brawley, Hoville, Calopat, Winter Haven, and Blythe. And we took 25 students, 4 different teams, to the opening and closing ceremonies. We have 2 novice teams. These are students that had never ever before been involved, and I had a team from the 9th grade and we had a team of 10th graders, and they placed 8th and 6th place. Among them, one of our freshmen, Devin Lee, was one of the outstanding officers. He did a great job and was recognized as being the outstanding secretary for the novice. Then Calexico also had an officer team where our officers competed in opening and closing meetings with the other officers from throughout the valley, and we scored 6th place. And we had one outstanding officer recognition for Vice President Monica Castro. So overall, the 9th grade students, the 6 that went out there and competed, are very excited about having participated in the competition, and they even mentioned they want to continue doing that, so maybe next month I'll bring them to you. They're looking forward to that. They say they want to practice a little more before they come to you and show off their skills.
Thank you, Mr. Roman. I, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for separate consideration and action. Motion
Second.
by Castillo, second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Item passes by majority. Informational items. J1, Superintendent's Report.
Good evening. Good evening. I wanted to start off this evening with a couple of recognitions. The first would be to inform the board and the community of the passing of a former board member. I believe his name was Henry Legaspi. And so his family informed us that he passed away and wanted to let you know that he had been of service to Calexico Unified in years past, and just wanted to share those news with you. In other very, very sad news for Calexico Unified family, we recently lost a very beloved teacher from Calexico High School, Mr. Eric Lopez, a science teacher. He taught at Calexico High School for several years, and he also taught at Willie Moreno. I believe that's where he started his career. And he's he was the brother of one of our teachers at dual school, so it's very much an education family and very much um, a family who hurts for the loss of their husband, their son, their brother, and we as a community have lost just a beautiful man with the passion for our students, and I ask that we honor him with a few seconds of silence as we would Mr. Legaspi as well. Thank you. His sister, the family had requested some privacy as they were dealing with the tragic loss this weekend, and they did ask for us to share information regarding his services and Mr. Eric Lopez's celebration of life will be on Saturday, October 28th at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church at noon. So that the family did share that with us and asked that we share that with the entire district family. So we did do that this afternoon. And just going on to district business, as you know, we are still working on our facilities here at Calexico High School, and we have the sidewalk and fence project here at Ward Field that is complete. So for tomorrow night, the fence is up, and as we have the Willis Ward game and we do the pregame celebration, the community will be able to view the redone field in its entirety: restrooms, bleachers, track, and fencing. So very excited about that. Just some update on the swimming pool at the Margarita de Necochea Bulldog Aquatic Center. You know, as you know, we are still waiting on the weather to break. And so the recommendation from California Pools, which is the company that built the pool, is that we, because part of the cleaning process is to drain the pool, that we need to wait until the temperature breaks under 90 degrees. They do have a strong recommendation that we wait, that the temperature be in the mid-80s before they can really start working on the pools. The biggest danger, as I've mentioned to the board before via email and at board meetings, is that draining the pool prior to the weather being stable at the mid-80s enhances the chance of the pool cracking, the plaster cracking. So we need to be very careful. But again, once the weather breaks, which we think it'll happen within the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to drain the pool, have it acid washed, bleached, and then refilled. The pool estimate for the repair is going to be about $46,000, but that's more to come. And at this time, that is all I have to share with the board.
Thank you, Ms. Ambriz. We go on to J2, Measure V, update.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. J3, Association comments, ACT.
Is that better? Okay, thank you. Good evening. First, on behalf of ACT, I would like to extend condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, and students of Eric Lopez. We have lost a truly exceptional teacher and human being. This is a tragic reminder of the fragility of life and the brevity of time with which we are sometimes given with the greatest of people. Eric will be remembered fondly and frequently. As for our reports, I'd like to thank the district for trusting your educators to train each other during the 2 professional development days we have had this year. This recognizes the knowledge that we have. Our body of educators is full of brilliant minds who have chosen education as their profession, and we must use the talent we have however we can. These staff development days are a testament to that. We also want to thank the district for providing its staff, on the other hand, with guest speakers and presenters for both of the professional development days we've had this year. We do need to have a balance of internal and external expertise, and a good balance has been struck this year. So thank you for that. I also want to report that ACT has met with our new teachers. We met with about 18 of our new teachers on that professional development day, and they seem very motivated. We wish them luck this year in the classroom, and ACT will support them however we can. But it must be said that most of them come to us with minimal to no experience. We have teachers in classrooms who have not even started their teaching program yet. It also must be reported that we have many classrooms occupied by substitute teachers. There are at least 5 classes at CHS and CHS 9 alone that have revolving subs, and this is not good enough for our students. Our student body faces many ordeals and hardships, and these challenges present themselves in the classroom in many ways. We must acknowledge that we need to be able to hire and keep teachers with qualifications that make them the best prepared to deal with the challenges that they face in the class. Tonight, you will vote to ratify the recent tentative settlement between the district and your educators. And with this agreement, we will take a step toward being able to better attract new teachers for our students. But there is still work to be done, and I'm confident that we'll be able to work together for the advancement of our educators and our students. I also want to follow up on the air conditioner situation. The last time I was here, teachers were concerned about the temperatures in their classrooms. Teachers reported to me this past Tuesday that the issue has not been fixed. The temperatures are still too high. Teachers are reporting that the district's fix to this, which is to add industrial fans to classrooms, is better than having no ventilation at all. But this solution is not appropriate for a classroom setting, as it is very difficult for a teacher to speak over the noise of an industrial fan, and it's even more difficult for students to have meaningful interactions over the sound of these industrial fans. ACT will be issuing a demand to bargain to the district for this change in working conditions, and we ask that we make time to work together to figure out a better solution soon. Also, many months ago, we gave the school board a grievance that dealt with class size and vocational shop classes. ACT would like a hearing with the board on this grievance with the hope that we'll be able to settle this issue and settle it soon. The next part of this speech is a very sensitive issue, but it needs to be discussed. So tonight, I need to address the fact that we have a district administrator who is accused of committing sexual harassment against a teacher. And it needs to be pointed out that this administrator was not put on administrative leave when the accusations of groping and grabbing one of our teachers was made. The district does not seem to have a problem putting teachers on leave for much lesser charges. But this administrator wasn't put on leave after the accusation, or even after the district's investigation found that he violated the school board's sexual harassment policy. As of yesterday, he seemed to still be allowed to walk around school sites to enter teachers' classrooms where he could still have access to teachers. What makes this worse is that I have had several other educators come to me to allege that he did the same thing to them. They have accused him of touching them inappropriately and against their will. They have accused him of making them feel victimized and powerless. But unfortunately, these teachers don't feel that they can come forward to you, in part because they don't trust the district to do anything about it, and they don't trust that they will be protected by their employer. Judging from the apparent lack of action the district has taken so far, I can't blame them for feeling unsafe. I must encourage any educator who is groped, grabbed, touched, or harassed in any way by any administrator to not keep it quiet. Do not be silent. ACT will stand by you and protect you however we can. It is our mission to do so. And by shedding light on this tonight, and with the promise of making further efforts to stand up and speak out for the protection of all of our educators from sexual harassment at the workplace, I can only hope that it will prevent this disgusting behavior from occurring. But as long as someone like this remains employed by CUSD, that cannot be guaranteed. We ask that this board take action to ensure that our educators are not put in danger of sexual harassment from anyone in this district, and we demand that our educators are allowed to do their jobs in peace. Thank you.
CSCA? J4, ROP Committee.
Nothing to report at this time until we meet. I'll report on the next board meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Alvarado. J5, Board Reports. These are informational reports by board members. No action is taken. We'll start with Trustee Romero. Thank you, Trustee Romero. Trustee Calderon. Thank you, Trustee Calderon. Trustee Castillo.
Just again, I think our condolences for our employee, Mr. Lopez. Again, a beautiful letter, I think, shared by the family that we saw today, shared within the district. Very nice upon Ms. Vanessa Lopez. And then certainly saddened by hearing of Mr. Legaspi as well. Piggybacking on what was said earlier, the Staff Development Day this past Monday, had opportunity to stop by for a little bit. Again, very, very professional, very well organized. I think the content I heard while I was there was significant and appreciative of the professional development opportunities and growth for our district employees. So very well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Castillo. Trustee Alvarado.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. I'd like to also give my condolences to the Lopez and Legaspi family. But most important, well, I would say to Mr. Lopez, because we talk about how teachers teachers inspire our kids. My youngest had Mr. Lopez as a teacher, and he was the one that informed me that Mr. Lopez had passed. And all he said was nothing but good things about this teacher, how he would go out of his way to help students. He knew every student and would take the time to listen to all the students. And with that, I think he deserves not only the condolences, but also a round of applause. If you can join me. Also, on a different note, I also want to thank the Calexico Police Department, because we have a campaign to make our schools safe, and they've been out there enforcing the laws. I know it's hard, especially if you get stopped, but it's our kids that are out there. And just be early and try to avoid speeding and making the stops when you're supposed to. And again, thank you to the police department and to Ms. Ambris. She was instrumental in getting this going. So again, thank you in helping our schools to be safe. Also, no one's mentioned it, but we have an SRO at our high school. He's been working for, 2 weeks now? So that's another campaign to try to get our schools safe. And he's already handled a couple of situations, and I'm glad that he's there, because without him, I think we would have probably not been able to handle those situations right away. And also, last thing is the AR program, reading program for our 7 elementaries. We're still on that campaign, and hopefully by December 11th, we'll be out there recognizing the top readers at our schools. We have a total of 6 readers per school, and if you're the teacher, well, the teachers are here, but some principals, just get these kids to read. It's important, and hopefully we can award a bike to some of these students out there. Again, donations are still welcome. All you have to do is write your check to Calexico Unified School District, and you'll make one kid smile on December 11th. Again, thank you. We go on now to K, actions item, consideration, action, and approval of the following items. K1, grant agreements between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Air Pollution Control District for the CNG tank replacement program. Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor? Aye. In favor of the motion, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial Valley College Educational Talent Search Program for annual program services for Calexico High School.
I move to approve.
Moved by Calderon, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Costco Wholesale Number 121 for purchase order acceptance.
So moved.
Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
In favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K4, agreement renewal with ASCO for linen service for contract year 2017 to 2018.
So moved.
Moved by Romero.
Second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. Hold on. I can't get it, hold on. Let me read that. All right. K5, contract between Calexico Unified School District and San Diego State University Imperial Valley campus for the rental of Ronnie Auditorium and up to 2 classrooms for their winter performance. I have a couple of questions on this.
Yes.
Who can answer them?
What would the questions be?
I think we were supposed to, well, we have the gym now. Our gym, we put a lot of money into it, and my question is, once we got this going, that we would no longer use this auditorium, but maybe,
I had actually spoke with the advisor of the CHS Theater Company, Mr. Alvarado, right here. And so I asked him to come just in case you guys had additional questions. At the last meeting when something like this was approved, we had mentioned a couple things like, they prefer to perform in a theater because it's an actual theater and you have a group of up to 80 students that work. They're not only acting, they're writing, they're doing lighting, they're doing costumes, they're doing the setting, and he can explain it better than I can.
Good evening. So the question was why we would like to use Rodney Auditorium as opposed to Varner Gym?
yes, sir.
Okay. It was our past experience because the first year that we had the theater company, we used Varner Gym not just for our winter performance, but for our spring performance. We had some issues with the lighting, and we had some issues with the sound system. One of the things that we did was, because of the issues with the sound system, we decided to not use mics at all. At Rodney, because we don't use the sound system and we don't use mics, and we teach our students to project. The auditorium is designed to be more acoustic or acoustic friendly than Varner Gym is. In addition, the years after Mr. Gaitan, who was the teacher of the Latin American theater class at Calexico High School, did use the gym in later years, and the problems with the audio have always seemed to persist. In addition, the classrooms that are at Rodney Auditorium are connected to the auditorium itself, so that allows our students and our members to have a much easier accessible dressing room. On one side we have the actress's dressing room, and on the other side we have the actor's dressing room. When we used Varner Gym, because there were only 2 restrooms at the gym and the areas on the sides of the gym were quite small, we had to use classrooms that were not connected to the gym, making it more difficult for us to move props, move costumes, and have our actors change in a quick manner. We've done 4 performances at Rodney Auditorium in the past couple of years, and not only do our members appreciate the fact that they're in that theater setting, and San Diego State has been very gracious in having us there, not only for the performances themselves but for Saturday rehearsals, but the ability for us to put on a production and in a timely manner, as well as to be able to put on a production in the best quality that we can. For us, Rodney Auditorium is a much better choice.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado. Any questions, trustees? I move to approve.
Second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K6, recognition of Booster Club, the Calexico Mighty Bulldog Marching Band.
One quick question on this. So the funds will go through, they won't go through ASB accounts, it's totally external. Is that correct?
For the boost.
Okay.
Go. I move to approve.
Second.
Okay. So we, okay. Okay. Motion by Calderon, second by Romero. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K7, Director of Food Service, job description revised.
So moved.
Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K8, bid recommendation for DSA requirements repair to Cesar Chavez Elementary Certification Site Plan.
Now it's up to 91,000.
Trustee Calderon, you have a question?
So wasn't it supposed to be something between 50 and 70, and now it's 91?
Was it just one?
That was it, just one.
One bid?
There were 4 companies that showed up for the job block and only one submitted a bid.
I move we approve.
Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K9, ratification of ACT tentative agreement for Article, what is it, 14? 19, salary and benefits for 2016 through 2017.
Move to
I
approve.
motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. Number K10, piggyback bid from San Joaquin County Office of Education for the purchase of school shades at Kennedy Gardens Elementary and Calexico High School. Do you have any questions, trustees?
I move we approve.
Moved by Romero,
Second.
second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K11, awarding the RFP number 2018-01, HVAC emergency preventive maintenance and repair service and agreement approval. I have some questions on this. Who can answer? Since 3 years ago, when I was appointed to this chair, I've always asked for a preventive maintenance plan. My question is, how many HVAC staff do we have?
4.
4. And are we replacing them, or are we bringing, what's the purpose of this?
Well, currently we have 747 HVAC units district-wide. Our HVAC techs assigned to M&O will take care of the repairs, the aid in the replacements, and help out with preventative maintenance as well, filter changes, things like that. It's physically impossible for 4 guys to do a biannual preventative maintenance and go along with the emergency repairs. They just don't have enough time. I don't have enough people to do it. or enough time in the day to accomplish that. So we asked this, we got permission from the board to go out to bid to seek proposals for preventative maintenance services, so an outside company could augment us and help us. So that's why we're here.
You have 4 employees. How many are available?
That's a great question, thank you. Typically, we have 1 to 2 out on workers' comp on a regular basis. But, you know, when one goes out, we try to get a sub for it, if the sub's available for HVAC tech. So, on a good day, we have 4.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And you submitted 7. You submitted RFPs to 7 companies.
That's correct.
Are there any from Calexico?
I'm not sure which ones were from Calexico or not. But most of them were, I think all of them were here locally. A good majority of them didn't submit bids because, one, they didn't have the manpower for it. I think one of them said something about past experience with Calexico Unified School District, and a couple of them didn't do bids. So what we have here are the 2 companies that did submit the bids.
Any other questions, trustees? What I would like to, it's a year contract, or was it 5 years?
No, it's a 3-year contract with the possibility to extend 2 more years. Or 1
Just
year.
2 years.
Yeah. Oh, the 2-year, I'm sorry, 2-year contract.
2 years?
Yeah, I'll go on a trial basis. Go with your recommendation. So I move that we approve.
I'll second.
Thank you.
So you're with a 2-year?
2-year, yes. Trial basis.
Okay, motion by Romero, second by Castillo. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Ciro?
No.
Alvarado?
No.
Calderon? No.
I'll make another motion that we do it on a year basis instead of the 2-year. That way it could be a trial basis, and then that way we go to moving forward and stuff like that. That way it opens up a little bit to more companies also as well.
So you motion
For 1 year?
for 1 year?
Correct.
Okay. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Oh, who did, second? Ciro. Calderon. So everyone is in agreement with this, correct? So in favor of this item for 1 year is Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K-12, resolution to establishing emergency repairs. It's a roll call. Any questions or concerns? Romero,
Yes.
Calderon?
Your motion.
Did I miss the motion? Huh?
I move that we approve.
You moved, second by Calderon Jr. Romero,
Yes.
Calderon? Castillo?
Yes.
Alvarado?
Yes.
Calderon Jr., yes. Motion passes. Let's see. K13, resolution regarding compliance of Educational Code, Section 60119, as revised by Chapter 118, Statutes of 2005, and California Code of Regulations, CCR, Title 5, Section 9531, regarding sufficient textbooks and instructional materials.
I move we approve.
Second.
Well,
The rest, yeah.
Okay, it was moved by Romero, second by Alvarado. Romero,
Yes.
Calderon,
Yes.
Castillo, yes.
Yes.
Alvarado, yes. Calderon Jr., yes. Motion passes. K14, account payable list and addendums.
I move we approve.
Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K15, certificated employment report. I move to approve.
Second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, and Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. K16, classified employment report.
So move.
I moved by Alvarado, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, in favor of this item. Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. And L, reconvene to earlier closed session.
5 minutes. 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes. We're going to go back for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. Thank you.